الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May his peace and blessings be showered upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the one who fought tooth and nail for Islam to get to every corner of the world. Our usual supplication is, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy unto him and to whoever is to follow his footsteps till the day of judgment. Allahumma ameen. I welcome you all to another version of a lecture. And today's topical discussion is, we are to discuss the concept of virginity. Who is a virgin in Islam? Who is a virgin in Uganda? Who is a virgin in your understanding? And if you're to choose between the two, a virgin and a non-virgin, who would you choose? Would you choose to start the journey with a virgin if you're a girl, a virgin man? Or if you're a boy, a man, would you choose to start the marriage story with a virgin girl? And why? Simple. Checho. Olwairo twagala tulabe mbelela chechi. Yes, we want to understand that well. I don't want responses that are too theoretical. I want a discussion that is involving the context of Ugandans. Yes. What is virginity to you? Tutandikene bani? Tutandikene Sheikh Lubega. Tudeko omukuru tusaidia isa Uganda. Then tusali kusaidia abachala. Sheikh Lubega tebamuwaddeka kazindalo. Yes. Who is a virgin? Yes.
According to me, and according to the question you have asked, generally you have asked who a virgin is in Islam, in Uganda, and according to our understanding.
Exactly. Because I want us, I don't want the, I want to put relevance in this session. Omuntu aleme kujja anonga ayagala ku mbusebo ndi wano ninga muzindalo mugambe kye yasoma kedda. I want to put some seriously in it. Kye yasoma, how do we connect with the theory and practical? Virgin wa follow yani.
According to me, a virgin, whether a lady or a man, is that person who has not yet slept with any person of the opposite sex. Omukyala nga talabanga teyebakangako na mwami, n'omwami nga teyebakangako na kinga teyegattangako na mukyala yenna. According to me, that's how I understand a virgin.
So long as he has never slept with anyone,
yes,
he or she is still a virgin.
According to me.
Okay.
Then the other question you have asked, who would I prefer?
Yeah, would you prefer to start a journey with a virgin or a non-virgin?
I prefer to start the journey with a virgin.
Why?
Because first of all, there is a saying that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that if omuntu omwami yenna bwafumbiza omuwala we ng'akyali mberera, I'm forgetting it, but there is a reward that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam
put to that.
Yes, that Allah will reward that man with that reward.
So basically, you would choose a virgin just to get that reward?
Not just that reward, but I would also like to be the first person
to introduce her to that journey.
Yes. Then lastly, why would I prefer a non-virgin? I can't, because that means this person, she's already a spoiled person according to me. Yes.
So ina gatagana bantu.
Anyway, kuba mpulidde beesiseemukko kisinziira ayinza okuba nga mukyala obanga yazaalako bbaawe n'afa oyo siina buzibu naye bw'oba oli muwala nga omuntu gwe weegatta naye tebakufumbiza naye then I'll term you to be a spoiled person. Why would I prefer to take you? So for the other side, I prefer to take a lady who is a virgin, unless there are conditions obozenga bawe yafudde bakutalase, no problem.
But your priority is a clean, innocent virgin girl.
Yes.
MashaAllah.
No.
MashaAllah. Barakallahu fikum. Yes. Yes, brother.
Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. To me, what I think, njabukanye mukoneseka. All I know about a virgin, yo muntu nga is like teyegatako na muntu. But waliwo n'ekintu ekirala. Let me say there is this person eyezanyisa.
Okwezanyisa?
N'okwezanyisa.
Okwezanyisa otegeeza ki? For example, omwana omuwala nga yetereza
n'omusajja ebyawo mbadde mmanyi even that is what omuntu asobola okujjako what she or she has okuba nga tali ki is not a virgin. And secondly, all I know mu Uganda yafe right now gyemmanyi right now okusanga omuwala ng'ambeera omusajja ng'ambeera kizibu to my understanding. All I know wallahi nojja buzi n'ogamba seeka njagala kutwala naye ndi mbeera omuwala ofuna omuwala ng'ambeerera to my understanding batono nnyo
bakendeera
wallahi batono to all I know batono.
Wakola ku research
nakola ku research
abaana bano
nze nkoze ku research
okusinzira ku bwononefu
obuliwo seka twogeza amazima nga nti Allah si mububi bajja tibafe banatusonyiwa understanding esinga wa bw'okuba n'omuwala n'omugamba is like seegattako na muntu abakulaba ogenda muzza wansi mostly.
Omwana omuwala nga gwamugamba akulabanga fala ogenda mumalira buddembe.
Kati waliwo oli nga alabira ddala bw'afuna oli yali afunye yali akozeeko wali
amanyi
ekyokukola ola aba amanyi ekyokukola amanyi ngenda kukola we bati kintu kigwe bulungi naye oba togenda nga yagamba oyo mujjega talina kyamanyi. To be serious.
Kati ekitegeeza mbeerera ku definition y'ogamba nti tukijjeyo eri okugamba nti omuwala ateeba kankona muntu kubanga obwononefu bwo bususse tumusigazeeko obwambeerera obwo wabanga talina bufumbo bwe yali abaddemu.
No.
Is that the approach?
No. The approach is bambeera ffe tuyinza okuba nga tubalina naye nga be batono. To my understanding.
But your definition is a virgin girl is the one who has not slept with anyone.
The one who has not slept with anyone oba nga teyegattako na muntu in any other way. And to my side nyinza ogamba nti I'm taking a virgin, but most of them bwamugamba nti is like kuba basingira agenda kugamba nti lemisembeerera naye ate nga tali
oba akulimbe
mulimu agenda okulimba just to prioritize that she's a virgin. And there are some waliyo n'obudagala bwe bamira to put it back to show that it's like she was a virgin yet she was
not. Nga muntu tennyo leero waliwo akakeenda ke bamira embeera
neetereera wallahi ekyo njogera with experience. To be serious
bali mukakubuuza nnena okamanya erinnya
kakerenda ki no ngende njaka kunjaka kale nja kajjanga bagamba.
Kati if as a husband to be over you already a husband?
I'm not.
Okay, would you prioritize a virgin girl or a non-virgin one?
To my side
ku Uganda eno
I prioritize a virgin girl, but the point is seko yinzo tuuka eri nga let me say you've taken a virgin girl nga alaba tomutambuza bulungi n'asooka n'agenda ke nenga gwe tomanyi in your understanding
virgin
yeah let me say nga she's a virgin again like tokola nga bw'abadde asuubira. Let me say seko okola okuva Monday to Sunday ofuna eddakiika ntono omukyalo obeera naye eddakiika ntono tonomaana ogenda ku bibyo then agenda kumisa onyinza okomawo nga nkoyi nga siri mu mood ezo.
Okay.
She may go to any other person so as she gets that satisfaction then agenda kubirala.
MashaAllah. Barakallahu fikum. Isa Uganda.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa
barakatuh. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mbeerera yani
nze ntegeera yange Sheikh omuntu mu Uganda ya leero ali virgin alina okubeera ekisooka nga teyegattangako na muntu yenna
otyo
nga n'obwongo bwe buli virgin.
Ani agenda okwebaka n'obwongo?
Seeka omuntu osobola omulaba wano ng'ali virgin, yes, nga teyegattangako na muntu yenna, naye nga experience gy'ayina nga experience gy'ayina nga teyegattangako na muntu yenna, naye nga buli kimu ekyetaagisa kimanyi.
Akiinako theory.
Yes. Kati oyo tabeera mbeerera, asobola okubeera mbeerera physically naye nga mentally, psychologically nga si mbeerera.
Ekitegeeza Isa Uganda mbeerera owuwo yembeerera mu physically wano, nembeerera psychologically, nembeerera mu environment
totally green. Yoyo omuntu nze gwe ngamba nti ali virgin, ekitali kyangu wano kwa muntu agamba nti ali mbeerera naye nga buli kimu akimanyi.
Eki kyoyogerako? Biology.
Ng'amanyi biology, types of biology, buli kimu ng'akimanyi,
ng'alina awane ku magezi
ng'awane ku magezi. Kali gwe Ssekabaka ojja kuva eri ng'oli green oba otomedde, omusajja ng'ali mbeerera agera kukwata obujega.
Kati Isa Uganda gwe owasaani kwabo ababiri?
Ani nani?
Kwabo bw'ogambye nti embeerera physically na mbeerera oba olina engeri gy'obimenyemenyemu awo, gwani gw'owasa if you to prioritize?
Nze ngamba bwe nti omuntu omusajja waba ali mbeerera n'omukyala ng'ali mbeerera bagende babiri, ono atali mbeerera afune n'atali mbeerera munne
bajja kutambula kubanga bagenda kusanga obuzibu. Omusajja kyasuubira alaba ono kataala kubanga ye si mbeerera, ate ono omukazi watu mbeerera, kati ajja kulaba nga amubowa. Kati n'omukazi yalwanalwana dde entalo atuuse agambe kati nnoonya kuwummula, ajja agwe ku musajja wattu nga mbeerera, ajja gamba asiranga ku mujega ng'ono tamanyi kyakkola.
Kati kiba kyetaagisa oli atali mbeerera alwanya entalo ze yesinkani n'alwanya entalo beetwale
bazaali n'omwana omulwanyi w'entalo.
Okitegedde ekintu ekyo? Kati n'ono kyakayiga afunye kyakayiga munne nabo batambule, kubanga ono waba kyakayiga tagenda kunenya ono ko bona tebamanyi system mpya bonna bajingire bewa bwi magezi ti haya basi
ndowooza kyandibadde bwe kiti.
Nga talina magezi malala.
Okay. Mashallah.
Naam.
Mashallah. Barakallahu fikum. Njagala kusala ngende mu budget. Waliwo muteesa omulala side eno? Okay. Wama budget. Mbeerera omusajja yaani mwe temwogera ku mmwe. Imani nsanyusa okulaba. Mbeerera omusajja yaani? And would you prioritize to get married to a virgin man or you toyagala bintu bya kuyigirako kiba kinyuma n'ofuna omuntu ng'already? Mukanyuze bukanyuzi kazindaala ebintu mwagala byepena oba ekibuuzo kizibu? Nonde bulonzi ndagire bulagizi? Munaagonda temunswaliza wano, nyinza okulagira ne mutaŋŋondera. Kantandikire ku Ssekatiimani, nzireko Anisa, nzireko togenda kumpona. Yes, Ssekatiimani.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ate Sekati oli Sekati mu Uganda wano gy'olaba wano ku ddiini mu Uganda yaffe ne ku environment mbeerera yaani mu musajja? Is it even equality abawala gye baprioritizing mbu omusajja ateekeddwa okuba nga mbeerera?
Sikanze mu kulowooza okwange oba mu kulaba okwange tolina ky'olabira nti omusajja ambeerera mu kulowooza okwange, because tukulaba like mukulaba ba groominga they know omukyala yekka yalina okubeera mbeerera. That's what we know. So there is no way I can tell nti no omusajja ambeerera oba like fe abakyala nze kyemmanyi ku bakyala we only need the qualities in them. Tetufa kwekyo nti oba mbeerera oba ki, because we don't know, there is no way you can know that. Mbeerera.
Okay, but if you're given a chance to choose between the two, fala ne experienced,
I would go with the one that is virgin.
That is fala?
Yes.
Why? Tamala mazibudde bwa mugolo oyo?
No.
Why would you choose him?
I would choose him because tagenda comparing with others. He has never seen anyone else. He's seeing me for the first time, so he's not going to compare me with anyone else.
Exactly. MashaAllah. Barakallahu fikum. Nsonga nno erimu eggumba eyo. Because our society is focusing a lot ku mwana omuwala bannaye bwembeera not knowing ne bano bategedde okuba equality nno mbano. Yes. Ani gwe nagabye agenda okudda. Anisa, yes. Anisa yagenda okuddako awo. Anisa mbeerera yaani mu basajja. Otegera otya nti omusajja ono mumagufu mu by'abakazi? Yes.
Okay, to me, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, to me, a virgin man is someone who is not experienced in the sexual life or something. Yeah.
Who is not experienced?
Who has never had sex at any point.
So, would I be right if I'm to be like abakyala b'omulembe guno baagala nnyo abasajja bambeerera? Would I be right?
Yes, you're right. Yeah, because I personally, I'd prefer a man who is a virgin man because you compare yourself and see me virgin man. I could prefer someone who is a virgin man because he won't judge you in case you don't know anything or something like that.
Okay. MashaAllah. Barakallahu fikum. Ndabye baganda bange Tamim Collections ne Uthman Science of Balaba. Ne Imam Murtaza Science of Balaba. Barakallahu fikum. Okay. Tusembie yo Sheikhat. Mara yuki, Man hi al-bikra. Mbeerera yani. Awaka tweyungako bannaye tuli ku kibuuzo mbeerera yani.
Assalamu alaikum.
Lwakuba bakyala ndabe balina empisa nnyingi bano babavumyevumye naye mwogeza mirembe. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes.
Yes, according to me, mbeerera to both sides. Ye muntu nga talabanga tamanyi ensonga ezo bakiyita practically.
Nga tazikolanga.
Nga tazi experience nga nko practically. Kubanga when you compare Uganda ne kyetwogerako environment yaffe eno kizibu omuntu oba nga talina experience nga talina kyakimanyiko wadde ensonga ezo nga talina kyazimanyiko kubanga tubisoma kati tetusobola gamba nti omuntu nga ne takimanyiko yadde mbwongo bwe nga ensonga ezo tazimanyiko yadde completely naye omuntu obanga
kitegeeza sekati okireetedde mu ango nti tutandika okudissectinga kukimanyako ki okuleetera omuntu okuba immoral tutandika okumanya ki okuleetera omuntu okumanya nti ono mwononefu
tusobola okiraba physically omuntu enneeyisaaye kubanga tusobola okisomako but Islamically okiteeka into practice oba tugambe practically tulina amateeka ge tugoberera so omuntu singa aba nga akitegeddeko neyeewagula n'atagoberera Islamic kitegeeza tetugenda mubalirayo naye oli wakimanyako ng'akisomyeko and then n'atakikola illegally yoyo asobola naye nga bikira nga naye mbeerera n'okuba nga tokimanyiko naye nga tokolanga ki tokikolangako naye abeera bikira.
So would you prioritize abasajja babiri be bajja ng'ono fala
taba fala
mu njogera y'Abannayuganda wano gyendiko olwo ng'ono talina kyamanyi musajja wattu noono kabejja bintu ebyo abitegeera
era abasajja nabo we bagambye
oyagala kufuna muntu omutandika mwenna
bwekityo
kubanga waliwo n'abasomesa ebintu ebyo n'olabira ddala ng'omusomesa oyo engeri gy'abyatulamu ya rabbi ateekeddwa okuba nga ensonga ezo azifa nnyo kisoboka oba tekisoboka mu P7 awo omusomesa akukwatamu mu science n'omanya nti oyo museegu abaana bato n'abayiira ebintu n'akubira ddala n'aleeta n'ebifaananyi kika mu video I'm showing you teaching aid abalaga bwe tutuuka mu secondary gubula asala babangwe basindise nti tukuwadde abaana bawe mule mashallah. Do we have any other idea? Njaga kutandika kati. Who is a virgin? Tufuneyo seka tusoke mchala lumu then today wa sultan. Mama, who is a virgin to you?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi. I don't know why I'm feeling the vibe from the ladies. Like simanyi lwaki. Katimbuchi. I'm expecting a response from you guys. Muchikirire ku bakyala abenzi mu dunia muno. But no one is doing that. Please, who is a virgin in men?
It goes to both the men and the women. Someone who has never been intimate. Kati, what I wanted to say is I wanted to disagree with Sheikh. He said, and I'm actually agreeing with Sheikhat Kudra. Sheikh said, nti ayagala omuntu ngali totally blank. That is what he referred to as a virgin. Nga talina kyamanyi, but tuli mu era, we are learned people, most of us. Abantu basoma thanawi and togenda kutuuka mu klasi ya fikihi ogambe seka nti seka nze eyo nikahu yegundi esooka nti nze sigenda ku attendinga because I want to remain a virgin mu mbeera eyo. And biology, togenda missing lessons za biology ofune F omuzadde akubuuza ogambe nti munaye mwali mu reproduction kitegere. So I think a virgin nga Sheikhat Kudra we yagambye, it is the practical part that makes you one or not. Oyinza okuba nga omanyi but you've never done something. I think omuntu oyo aba akyali virgin because
ekitegeeza you're keeping it to the originality of it. Nti olwa society gye tulimu kizibu okugamba nti omuntu amaliriza senior 6 butalina kyamanyi ku biology wadde n'akatono.
Si kizibu, tekisobokera ddala.
Tekisoboka.
Kati kitegeeza oba oyagala illiterate.
Kati wabanga tasomanga ekitegeeza
naye ne bw'aba tasomangako mu era gye tulimu. Mu era gye tulimu abamanyi. Ne bw'aba ate abo abatasomye be baba basinga obuzibu.
Bazibu.
Kuba abatalina kyamugaana to explore the world. Kati nno ffe tuba twasigalako mu ssomero. Naye ye aba yali awo nga talina kyakola, so she had plenty of time. Kati
Sheikhat ku babiri bano okyuzingani omusajja ono isa nayagala kwewozaako naye lindako. Omusajja ono omusajja amanyi biology n'atamanyi musajja watwali awo bintu bye ali awo muyiga. Who would you choose for a man?
I would go for the virgin man.
For the virgin man. Why?
Like Sheikhat Iman said, I would want us to start the journey together.
You don't want anything to do with comparing you to the unknown. Okay. Mashallah. Barakallahu fikum. Laga kwewoza akoleko musumali kukunoge naawe. Second yemu wewozeko tuwe sultan. Yes. Wa alaikum salaam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sheikhat alese idea mu approach mbutufu ngate mutufu.
Kubanga ennaku zino abantu balaba pono. Bino ebyokusoma biology wo mu kirasi
sigo badotegeeza.
Abantu seka balaba pono.
Wallahi
namaso ne gamyuka. Kati omuntu alaba pono tosobola kungamba nti ali virgin. Tosobola kungamba nti ali virgin. Nga ye kimu bibiri essimu ye toyinza nagikwata ko nga mujjudde mu pono.
Kati bwo badogamba
oyo yabera virgin oyo.
Okay.
Nga ye video ze zimutambuliza olunaku pornography.
Bwabanga alinga akendezeza muko kuwemula kwayagala.
Kitegedde kintu ekyo. Kati oyo gwe mbadde ntegeeza sigabine ebyokusoma ebya bulijjo.
Barakallahu fikum. Tusebye sultan tutandike inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salaam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sultani mbelela yani, and would you choose one for a wife?
Okay. Nze ngenda kwa perspective yange sina ngenda kulumba.
Yes.
Sina gwe numba, but according to what I know, Sheikh, nadala mutegera yafe ya bulijjo. A virgin ye muntu atagetinga ngako involved mu ebintu bya biology, sexual intercourse, right? Mundaba yafe. But the Islamic approach is a virgin is someone who has never gotten married. I shall explain. Nti singa omukyala akeera ku makya n'afumbirwa nga byonna bimaze okubeerawo n'ennyika emaze okubeerawo, so along the way maybe they get an accident oba something happens, musajja n'afa, that woman tasigala nga ali considered as a virgin. That is the okusinziira ku musomesa bwe yatusomesa Islamic approach. Kubanga lwaki bagamba nti a virgin ye muntu atafumbirwangako, Islamic wise obusiraamu tebukimanyangako nti omuntu asobola getting involved mu ebyo ebintu ebya sexual intercourse nga they are not married. Kubanga definitely we all know nti obusiraamu tebutambulira ku bwonoonefu. That's it. Naye ekirala ono seeka kyabadde ayogeddeko awo akatono, ekyamazima amatuufu nze kusayidi yange ndabirira nga guno omulembe gwaffe gwe tuliko okusanga omuntu nga they know nothing about that kind of biology, it is merely impossible. Lwaki? Honestly olwaleero we are too much exposed to sexual materials. Kyekisooka leero amasimu, abantu balina amasimu, n'omwana ffe tumuyinaawo, mugaga yagulira omwana wa myaka 12 yamugulira taabu nti asomerako, naye omwana oli amuvuga agamba bwe babeera mu mmotoka, omwana wabeera emmotoka emabega mu mmotoka abeera alaba pono, okitegera tamukoze like targeting into getting biology, naye byonna abeera abiraba, okitegera. Kati simanyi oba n'omuntu alaba obulabi nti kimujjako okubeera embeerera. Nze kyemmanyi zezo approach ebiri, ekisooka wano kyetumanyi ye muntu atagetingako involved muki mwezi ensonga za biology. Then the Islamic approach is omuntu atafumbirwangako oba atawasangako, they consider them to be virgins. That's what I know. Kubanga obusiramu tebukimanyangako nti omuntu asobola getting into those.
Sultan, who would you prefer for a wife?
Definitely we all agree on that. Tewali omusajja ayagala kufuna mukazi ng'akubye La Liga, akubye Premier League, akubye Europa, akubye ki.
Ekitegeeza ne oba wakwasa bakyala bana asooka oyagala mbeerera, n'owokubiri nga mbeerera, n'owokusatu nga mbeerera.
Definitely eyo yinza okubeera mu preference yo, naye ate Katonda ayinza obutakikuwa. Bwonna bumufunye nga si mbeerera togenda mumugoba. Okitegeera okujjako nga mwakyogerako n'akulimba nti they are virgins, because some people go on bagendera ddala deep ne badiscussing even that. Okitegeera kubanga lwa nsonga nti buli muntu abeera ayina ki, abantu babeera ne preferences ezaki ez'enjawulo, but tewali omusajja sikakasa nti yali omusajja ayagala okuwasa omukazi nga they have a lot to compare. That's it. That's my
MashaAllah. Barakallahu fikum. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Now, matter of fact, the reason as to why I wanted us to discuss the concept of virginity more so today, in line with the Islamic marriage series, I'm convinced that it's one of the relevant topics we really have to address today. Because the society today is not like the society 50 years back. Our society today is too sexualized in many ways, to mention but a few. To a level that even the schools, where you would have expected the administrators of those schools to prioritize morality in the schools, it's today where you're going to find a school and it's having a miniskirt as a uniform. True or false? True. So, higher chances are we are living in a very sexualized society. That's a fact. Secondly, let's check the mainstream media. If any brand, any company out there wants to sell out something, they are going to prioritize a half-naked lady to maybe sexually ignite the opposite gender, mwabasajja, because the money is with you. Probably manipulation of women's rights in that angle. So the levels of modesty is down because of the sexualized society. And that's why even in your submissions, you are like, it's close to impossible for someone to click 20 years today, they are totally green. Yet it was a reality 50 years back for someone to click 20, of course having an idea that this happens within mature people. Nayenga, they have never practiced that. Now we also have another reality of pornography. We don't know whether a porn addict is also still in the docket of virgins. because of whatever comes with being a porn addict. And that's why I'm like, we really have to define what virginity is today from the Islamic perspective. What is virginity from your own social understanding? And how are we going to combine the two together? Because when it comes to Islam, in the docket of marriage, virginity is not only virginity, but it has other positive implications attached with the fact that someone is a virgin. Now, not until you appreciate the definition of virginity in the true sense of it, it's when you're going to understand the logic behind Islam prioritizing or maybe putting those implications onto someone being a virgin irrespective of gender. Subhanallah. Allah asasira omulembe gwaffe guno. Era obanga oli muzadde, if you're a parent, parenting is becoming more hard. Buli mwaka ogujja kukola ki? Guyita. Abono nifunga batuliddeko show omulembe guno. Because the society is sexualized, it is not ashaming today to find adults on a mainstream media, maybe a TV station, watched by almost the audience that you can't control in any way. Naye nga bali busy boogera ku bintu bya mu kisenge. And now you're wondering, what direction are we taking if we can't accept on a moral standard? Because this has nothing to do with religion. We just keeping ourselves, our moral standards in check. Why would a mature adult who plans to be a parent tomorrow start discussing intimate discussions, very deep intimate discussions? Olwokuba abantu bakitondo omuntu alina obwagazi yatendekebwanga, of course apika interest mu muntu omulala. These are topics that you will only hint on and someone will understand what you're meaning. And now you find adults that are very okay with just openly discussing stuff. It's because we are now getting to immoral standards. Allah tusasire. Even teachers at one point, wandigambye nti oba oliawo, because sheikhs, teachers in schools and so on, if you're trying to talk about a topic that has something to do with sexuality, you would easily pick it from someone. Nti ono kata ayogera ono, chances are high nti museegu. Why? Because we are in a sexualized society. Now you are a young sheikh here, oli mu kutuba. Lwaki oyogera ebitundu ebyekyama n'amanya Allah ge yabiwa? Sincerely speaking, the only tick is, you know we are in a sexualized society. Katoina muna nsonyi ntono kumanya nti kino tekirina kufuluma kukola ki kugenda bugenzi. A teacher in a school, olwokuba sebo osomesa biology, teaching aid, teaching method. Now we even have sex education in the Western world. I don't know how practicals are in sex education. I don't know whether they bring two adults, male and female, babalagire muko, ingirije bachikola muko. God knows what is going to happen 10 years, 20 years from now, when your kid is in secondary. Now that is how probably worse our society is. Influencers are calling people to being indecent, to being immoral. People who are role models have interest in being immoral than being moral. Ate bw'osanga abantu, when you find a girl naked on social media, it's someone that is going to get millions of likes, millions of comments. No musagerayo, bwe yambula n'okola ebyekisiru, you're going to get millions of likes and millions of comments. You're also waiting for a sheikh to tell you that if you have millions of likes when you're half naked, it's because the millions that have liked you by nentegeera ngeeyo, and there are many in this world. Because the reality is, civilized ones are always few as compared to bantu batategeera. Now, whenever you see comments ku kintu ekitambula, more especially when it's having something to do with immorality, definitely psychologically, everyone picks interest into what defines them. Now, when we come to defining what virginity is, bannange njagala halaka eno, I want you to understand this halaka from the bottom point of view, and I want us to come to a conclusion to defining who a real virgin is, more so in this Ugandan sexualized context. even our different tribes and cultures, the pillars that make those cultures and tribes have morality up. Ebyo tetwagala kumanya because we have this whole civilization that I don't know from which knowledge base that is drawing us away from what we call morality. Now, scholars, as we are trying to define what virginity is, there are two opinions. Opinion number one, some scholars were like, a virgin, man or woman, is someone allati ma dhahabat bakaratuha binikahin, is someone who has never lost their sexual innocence by marriage. So to that school of thought, it's like they are trying to mean that when someone has never been in a legal, certified Islamic law marriage, and they are playing biology after that marriage being conducted, they still continue being a virgin. Understanding, following this school of thought with the immorality that they are practicing, I'm still a virgin. Not understanding it, the reason why this school of thought definition is there, the morality standard is no one would pick interest in sleeping with anyone not until they officiate them and they position them as partners, as sex partners. It has never been a burden, a point of discussion within the world of morality, someone sleeping with someone else without officiating that relationship. Now, the first definition is that they consider the whole virginity issue onto marriage. If a lady is married, then she's not bikra. If at all she has never been in marriage, then probably she's still a bikra. Even when probably she slept around, so long as she has never been in. Now you will find that definition with some scholars. The other school of thought of scholars was like someone who is considered to be a virgin, a lady or a man, but preferably a lady, because I will give a reason as to why. Someone who is considered to be a virgin is someone who is still having the sexual innocence, and it has never been, it is intact in a way, not by marriage, not by fornication, not by anything else. So in other words, she's still enjoying innocence in that angle. Now those are the two theoretical definitions of virginity when you visit the books. Now today probably we have very many immoral factors that were not around probably 100 years back. Because what I've just defined to you are the same very definitions that are in books. Probably that's what you read. If you're a Thanawi graduate, you know it is a reality. That's what you also read. But now today, it's going to force us to come up with probably other definitions because of the immoral rate that is high. When Islam came, Islam made it a point to teach Muslims that the implications that come after virginity, after someone being a virgin, have nothing to do with the practical virginity you're all obsessed with, you men. A man who is prioritizing the actual, when I say actual virginity, are you with me? Because I'm not a vulgar sheikh, I'm not going to go any further than that. If you have not understood, please ask your friend. The actual virginity you want, you prioritize, and you love a lot is not something that is only going to take the focus of Islam, because the definition of Islam, by joining the two definitions, goes further. If we are to consider the authentic Quranic verses, if we are to consider the authentic traditions from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it's like they take virginity to check the modesty of someone. They take virginity to the way someone conducts themselves, and there are very many traditions that are in line with that. So it's creating another definition of being a virgin in a way that a virgin is not someone who is only protecting the practicality of it. No. Because of that obsession, we have some groups of people who even prioritize to have biology the other way around because they are obsessed. They think that Islamic virginity, the virginity definition in Islam is based on. Have you understood that point I've made? You find a young girl in some groups of people, even when they decide to be fornicators, they don't want biology as it is supposed to be. They want, how should we call that what you've understood? How should we call it? Yeah? They prioritize, wallah, it is a reality. It is a reality, bantu mwe, si mbozi jemba kuba. I respect my audience in the way I do research before I sit here. Osanga abana abawala abato, because they know some societies value the practicality of virginity to a level tibwakuwa sanga you're not bakuze wamwe, and it will be a curse to the family if you're back home. So in that society, those people who have that obsession are like, okay, if a man marries you, you don't have the practical virginity they think and they believe in. They are like, this is an immoral lady, let's put her aside. So what that woman, or maybe that innocent girl does, even when they decide to do fornication, they don't do fornication as you do it. What they do is, they just do the other way around. That is more worse than the first one. To make sure the front side is intact, katimbu wa muasa. The virgin. Yet this mind is very immoral. You wouldn't even prioritize them for a wife. Now Islam wants to come, and I want this session to be a solution to someone who wants to put virginity in that narrow scope. To understand that the Islamic approach to virginity is kind of wide as compared to what? Because it is a reality that the virginity in your understanding, the real let us use codes. Yena naja after us declaring the codes, yana tagala. What should we use? I want a code word to use when I'm meaning the exact virginity subject. What should I use? Should I use shay'u? Munyambe yambe ko namwe njagala mutegete mangu ye nana janga tumaliza ya natagala ne session oba natambula navayo yamanyi. What should we? I want you to understand me. Asiru de kiri to open nawe mpa ye kirala. Tukoyese siru stamp. Mwinza okumpa ebigambo binanda bisawa. Now, not knowing that stamp can get off because of some other incidences. Gwe Uganda ekulabikira ng'ensi entereevu ennyo etali mu bigo by'abawala mu buto. These girls that even ride bicycles, it is a reality that a girl can lose that stamp because of ekigo kye yagwa, her falling from a tree as she was trying to climb, because her brother is climbing, nagwa wansi, and the stamp is off. Is it possible or not? It is possible. Maybe she was riding a bicycle, and because of that riding of a bicycle, she did what? She lost the stamp. Au number one songa zemino kwa mwekwase okwezo. Please, I'm not, because I fell down. We are going to see it. What does Islam guide you when it comes to opening up to these people that are going to marry you? Do you just stay open into one? The matter of fact, I'm not a virgin. I slept with 4. Or you find ways of covering that. Now, if that is a reality that the stamp can get lost because of some other incidences, it wouldn't make sense for our Islam to put verdicts onto something that can get off even without or with or without marriage. We are together. Now let us get some traditions that are really going to portray and show us the value and the positive implications Islam put onto a reality that someone is a virgin. In an authentic tradition, where Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Anas bin Malik narrates to us That Prophet was like mina sunnah idha tazawwaja ar-rajul. Prophet was like, it's sunnah, it's in my traditions, if any man is to marry a lady and that lady happens to be a virgin in a sense that she's an innocent one, you're supposed to stay with that girl after nikah for 7 days. Qa'ada indaha sab'a. You sit, you spend with this virgin lady for 7 days. And if at all you ever marry a lady who is a matron means a lady who is already married. If at all you ever get married to a matron, or maybe a lady who has ever slept with someone else in this case, you spend with her the honeymoon days 3 days only. They're enough for her. Now, that is a definition that Islam is giving us. And the logic behind the 7 and 3 clearly portrays what I'm trying to put as a definition. Virginity in Islam goes beyond the stamp you know. It checks the modesty of someone in matters to do with shyness, the moral standards, her conduct, and in last case, the stamp comes to just confirm that. The 7 days for a virgin, because when someone is actually innocent, you need some time to make sure you convince her to do whatever you're going to do after marriage. In a way, psychologically, it is called rapport building. Omwana ngambere, someone who is a virgin, tomubukira bubukizi kiro kisooka, chances are high you're going to spend 4 days introducing her. She has her fears, she has oba ndi munsi ki bwe mkulowooza, oba ndi munsi ki namwe temukitegeera, but it's a reality. A virgin girl, chances are high that you might not sleep with her in your first night. And the reason as to why Prophet is giving that allowance of men spending 7 days with this virgin girl, it's because of that reality. A girl that is not exposed to any immorality, a girl that is too shy to that level, spending 25 years without sleeping with anyone, she's not a porn addict, even with this sexualized society, chances are high that you need time to invest into just opening that door, that side of the story in her life. That's why you need 7 days. The first day it is for smiling. How are you? You sleep. The second day is rapport building. You start talking, discussing. Now everyone is thinking that we are having biology, but in real life we are not having biology. But inshallah, don't worry. You take it easy. You see how Islam is training you to be a gentleman. The third day, probably it's like you're going to start biology, but now this insecurity, this fear within her, because you're opening a new door in her life, turns up. And she's like, no, that is enough. You sleep. We are training a man who is a Muslim. Actually, some men even get married. And on the day of marriage, your friends are saying, Chiwede, go and do something, go and do something. You have even taken some herbal medicine, preparing for that one night. And Islam is actually training you that no, the 7 days, if you're dealing with this virgin girl, you're going to need some more time. And the 7 days is just enough time to at least be like, actually not even enough, the minimum time to consider if you're dealing with an innocent moral mind, most especially when she's a lady. The 7 days. But for the matron, the girl who has slept around many times, akwesunga. Actually, before marriage, she's telling you, I can't imagine what is going to happen on Saturday. Actually, even her aunties are giving her some stuff. Please drink this one. Please eat this one. Don't eat this one, because they know because of the sexualized society. That's why Islam is like, if you're dealing with a matron, 3 days are enough. Actually, sleep with her, spend their first day, second day, third day, after all, she can even be like, you don't know anything, like you don't have anything. And in some narration, Prophet was like, if at all you happen to be having a first wife and you're marrying a virgin girl for a second wife, you have to first spend with her 7 days because she's virgin in a way that she's innocent. You're introducing a new door in her life that you spend with her 7 days. And then afterwards, otandika okugabanya ebiyungu days. I'm to spend to the first wife these days and to the what? Fi haqqiha and tamkutha inda sab'a. It is her right as a virgin, moral, upright lady who has kept her mind non-compromised to stay with her 7 days. So that implication definitely backs up my definition. You're not going to be an immoral girl who is experienced in matters to do with biology to a level of even not being shy, to confess to the public. Even when you're discussing with your friends who are boys or maybe girls, your discussion is just clear that you know everything. Someone who knows everything has never received mahar. In other words, no one has ever respected her as a wife, but she knows every. We are in a society where a senior 6 girl, senior 6, chances are high that she is experienced than even her biology teacher who is a sheikh. And she might even correct you, true or false. Genda ko bugenzi mu senior 3 in any school of your choice. Oyogereye ekigambo kyokka in these trending vulgar words. Olabe endulu weranya. Abono, those are husbands and wives of people tomorrow. Now, considering that definition, do we really have virgins? We have few virgins. Now, Musajja, you're not a virgin because you have an immoral mind. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in another tradition, he even taught us that when you're dealing with a virgin, as you're contracting marriage with her, the way you conduct and handle her is different from the way you handle a matron. A virgin, chances are high. Aren't you aware that Prophet was like, sukutuha idhnuha? When you inquire from an innocent-minded virgin girl, she has managed to just stay intact, morally, straight. Boyogera ku kyobufumbo, because she is a shy girl, she might not have the audacity of just throwing herself out with words of expression to just show that she is into the man that is taking her. Because within her mind, she's like, so what she does, Prophet was like, if you propose to her that innocent, there are some girls that are innocent, that all they breathe is innocence. They are innocent. Innocent. That girl, if at all a proposal gets to her, if she keeps quiet, Prophet is like, if she keeps quiet, then chances are high that she is into whatever you're proposing. But of course, Islamically, we don't just take silence. We take silence with some other factors. Ayinza okusirika nga bwamwenya. Mbayigiriza no buntu bw'abawala balina kuki ku nsonyi bye bakola. Oli bwa proposing nga wesi watagala dda. Mwenya munga bw'otunula wansi. You smile, you look down. Now, a man who has recited that hadith will know that at least what Doli Mufere. Now you know that. You smile and you look down. Sukutuha idhnuha. As she's silent, but if at all she's not, we are going to make it compulsory onto that girl or that lady. If she's a matron, she has ever been elsewhere, we are going to be like, please put statements to it. Are you interested to this man? And definitely she will be like, yes or no. Because we have it from the Islamic wisdom that when a lady sleeps with you, with any man, a portion of her shyness gets down at some point. It is rare to find a shy girl from the Islamic wisdom that is too vulgar when it comes to being sexual. Bino ebintu byokuwemula ebigambo ebisinga abantu obunene. Na masukira mu bigambo bwagira bwati. From the Islamic wisdom we are like amaanya agajjawo agokubawo ekigambo ekinene bwe kityo. We are like tetwetekera. Let's be like this one is not morally upright. Now that is the Islamic approach when it comes to his. Yes, please let's they don't get to twogera ku virginity muyisa ate buyisi. Please extend like this so that others get some space. Yes. So what I was trying to say is from the Islamic wisdom, Islam wants to attach and redefine virginity with some levels of being modest. Obusiramu bwagala butendeke society. If at all you a Muslim and you want to be in a Muslim environment, it starts with you. Because some of the things that define Islam is modesty. And this is why we have very many verses where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is trying to guide. That if at all you're going to think about marriage, please, you have to accept that modesty is key. Virginity in a sense that it doesn't only take a stamp for someone to be one. And yet, because I'm in this generation with you, it is very possible for a lady or maybe a guy to still have a stamp that they have never practiced anything, matter of fact. And they are immoral psychologically. True or false? Now the question is, are they still fully virgins or they are compromised in that angle? Because with the practicality of it, that is very easy. Playing with someone biology and not playing with someone biology. But when it takes now being psychological, we need people who are going to now get to address that reality. Abalabi ba pornography bali ku mulembe guno kati tutusane ku level ntibejjayo ko ne bayogerako. How many times do you watch a week? I watch 3 times, not much, just 3 times. It means that the society is being too much sexualized. Kati n'okwebaka kwennyini tekikyali kintu kyevumwa. When years back when your father was marrying your mom, he used to prioritize virginity. Today you don't even think about namwe mwata wakala. Ekyo kati mwakivaako. Actually, even when you're in your pre-marriage counseling, bakugamba nti lwaki obaaje ebitatuukibwako. Oyinza obutasobola, prepare your mind to just accept what is coming. Why? Kati obuuza baana. Wakazaalayo bameka. Nti genda siinaayo. Tomanyi oba yajjamu embuto mmeka. Tomanyi oba yakeba kana bameka. Actually, it's not your business. Even with the reality that some people are too good to a level, they explain to you these details. To please have slept with some 5 girls, kati lovely manning over. It is okay. It is okay. It doesn't care. Past easy. Mumaleyo bichiwe mwogera past easy. Past. From the Islamic wisdom, we are like, that past is past. Simu will be. But it has something to do with the levels of modesty of this girl. Kati sagala tubeera abasiraamu abali too theoretical nga mwerabidde n'ensi gye muwangaaliramu. Tikati olwaleero fact eriwo kati edaaza abavubuka pornography teyaliiwo years back. And if the society is sexualized, the chances are high, and that's why even the sexual desires are low. 50 years back, all a man needed was to see a thigh. Thigh nga ngenze wala bayite bakunama. Kino kye ky'entumbo kye ki mu Luzungu? Kaafu. Kaafu si ntento. A calf, okay. This ne kaafu nali ngenze wala bali bambala gomesi. All a man needed was to see your palm n'achamuka. Of course ojja kuwakana kuba tewaliyo n'enyumyako n'abakulu. But today you are trained nti osobola n'okuyita ku mukyala ayambadde mini wallahi n'osigala nga bw'oli. True or false? Eyo kiri wano e Uganda kuba temuwangayira Buwarabu. Oveewuwo ng'omukyala ayambala hijabu naawe oyambala ekkanzu naye w'ogenda otambulira waliwo omuwala eyakava okwetunda ekiro adda waka. Bambala gomesa abo? Definitely bambala bintuntu w'ebityo. Naye olw'okuba society is sexualized, toyina nakyovaako ekyo Tinawe chikoseza your sexuality, you don't know that. Kano Busiramu bwagala bukupinga society eno ngeri too pure in a way. When you talk of virginity, please open the door of modesty, because every tradition takes us to that. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam in other narrations kyalabibwako nga alagira basahaba nti please, how I wish you prioritized marrying an innocent, a virgin girl in a way, an innocent, morally upright girl who is having the modesty that is on top notch. Jabir, temujjukira story ya Jabir. When Jabir decided to marry a matron, omukyala nga yali abaddeko mu bufumbo nga of course yali ahavinzeko biology. And then Prophet was like, Hala, oh Jabir, how I wish you would also think about marrying a young virgin girl. Because the reason was, Jabir was still a youth, a young man. Every man would prioritize to start a kingdom with some investment in that kingdom. You don't want to just resume a story that your fellow man stopped from. It was after Jabir giving a reason to the Prophet that, Ya Rasulallah, the reason as to why I wanted a matron, a mature lady who was already in marriage, it's because I have my young sisters. And I'm thinking if I marry a virgin girl, she might not be in position to do mother duties, because it is difficult for a girl who has never been a mother to immediately start being a mother. So I need a lady who has already been a mother to at least mother my young sisters and siblings. Then Prophet was like, okay, that is now a reason worth taking for you calling off the other option to this option. Now that is the Islamic approach when it comes to defining who is a virgin. Now today, we are to a level where we can easily define who is morally standing and who is immorally standing on the day of nikah. Tuli eno wetadde mu bantu abagenda obbanja ennaku omusanvu mbu tebakuwasangako, kituufu tebakuwasangako, naye nga amazima gali nti nedda. On the day of nikah, even the tracks you love a lot is a biology. Nga kayimba ki mubumpe eyo, kayimba ki ke batera okuba ku mukolo nga amazima gali nti message yonna ejjuddemu ya biology, kyokka mukyala wo yeesunda olwesunda akyamuka. Now that is a concern. Era wallahi obeera ku mukolo bwoti n'ogamba nti tukyali ku side yo waliyo no bawo chances are high nti yagenda okuwasa. Bakubya akayimba nkajjudde vulgarness, kajjudde immorality to the top, kuba kati byayiro kati it is okay. Ne wali ekimono kakiyitawo oyinza ogamba ffenna abawanga yamu tetutegeera mu Uganda muno nekiyitawo nga ennyimba zaabwe mu bwokka. Bawo yennyini yeyagambye DJ, please, if my wife is stepping out, make sure this is the track I want. Neyesundira mu bantu awo bwalaza ne sign, please. Bwakubako ne mu ngalo banne bamulabe nti kyengenda ko kiro ekyo. Is it possible or not? It is possible. It is a reality happening. Tusaba Allah abeerenga atuwa entegeera ennungi. Now, if we come to understand that reality, that this is the society we are in, that's why we need to check the definition of being who is a virgin in the sense of checking the innocence of whoever we are claiming to be virgins. Now I want to wind with verses to get mbibuuzo. It's because of this definition we are adopting today. If you're a young man and you're a young woman today, please make sure you build your character to not being immoral. Ne bw'oba olaba film, please, film gy'ogenda okulaba, make sure temuliimu scenes ezo za biology. Kiki ekikulabisa scenes ezo ng'okimanyi n'okimanya nti okulaba obwerere bw'omuntu omulala kiri haramu? Awo nno tuveewo, kuba session si ya fatwa. Naye amazima ddala n'olaba firimu nga ze zikunyumira n'okunyumira. Tolaba pornography naye ng'oyagala ziri. ezirimu ne scenes ezo zosinga okwagala. Not knowing it is going to affect your levels of psychological immorality or maybe psychological morality. And your levels, your degree of being a virgin is getting down. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us that. The same applies with a man. Who told you that before you marry your first wife, oli muwulu towasanga nako? The whole training you have is a training that needs a woman who has slept with men. This man is going to the gym kubanga bamugamba nti ogenda kuwasa mwezi ki nti mu November nokutandika mu April nagenda mu gym nadaga. He's not a lame man. He's a normal functioning man because he even wet dreams. That means he's normal. He doesn't even need any supplication. Chances are high that the normality of him is just enough for you. But because of the sexualized, because of the levels of sexuality in our society, ali madagala. Bwakwesunga. Tamazima gali nti insha Allah kanywe nanya gano. Abasajja abatuna madagala babazimbyemu amayumba because of the sexualized society. Tusaba Allah tuwentegeera ngeyo. So that is the upbringing of the society of Muslims. We have a cleansed society and our knowledge is just rich in that angle. Now when Allah is like, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, az-zani la yankihu illa zaniya. An immoral mind, a fornicator, who is a man, la yankihu illa zaniya. They are not going to get attachment, to get partners and spouses, unless they are picking from their fellow immoral matches this side. In a sense, some of you just understand these verses from the literal meaning. Zania au mushrika. In a sense, Allah was not trying to give a principle that if you're a fornicator, obviously, you're going to marry here a fornicatress. No. In a sense that you have the experience you share, and chances are high you're going to connect with your fellow experience mate this side. If you are a guy that has navigated through 7 women for God's sake, before marriage, chances are high that your words, articulation of words, your expressions, your understanding, your belief system is built on immorality. Definitely you're going to find your immoral mind this side who is also having the same mind, and you're going to get easily attached and attracted to them. What do you prioritize? Virgin or non-virgin? There are some people here, because of their levels of immorality, they are going to prioritize their immoral minds. Because when you get to our innocent girl, wallahi agenda kubowa, and that's a matter of fact. What you expect from her, she has never practiced it anywhere. Yet until you get your fellow immoral mind here, that's when you're going to see stuff matching. When did you start being happy as a married man? Because your wife understands every sexual move. You're too unserious to a level that you're not even bothered. Me, I'm just okay. The only explanation is, please, that is your mind, and you're easily attracted to your fellow mind this side. And when you start a family, it is okay. Because azani la yankihu illa zaniya. Live with the innocent amateurs. Our young boy who is from secondary, he has never been with any boy. Actually, after senior 6, he went to Tahfidh for 5 years because his memory is not good. Now after Tahfidh, immediately university. Just a good boy, a good man in the making. That innocent man, chances are high, no kwana bambi tamanyi. True or false, bantu mwe? True. Because there is no subject that teaches you how to con a girl. Con chigambo chitufu bachiba chabubi. Maybe convincing a girl, you don't know. Now if you get your other fellow girl here, who is also a shy character, wallahi, you're going to match. Because that relationship, wallahi, is just wonderful. This shy man is going to go to this shy girl. Eh? Kigambo kye batera okukozesa. Ye nga nejjemu. Kigambo kye tutera okukozesa wamma. Aha. Salamu alaikum. Salamu eragira ddala nti ali interested now. Kweli. Maybe agenda mmira pini after a preparation of 3 weeks. Agamba omwana ono omuwala, please, I love you. Don't say anything else. Let me just walk away. Abule for a month. True or false? True. For 1 month, nesimo jeko. Mikwano je jimanyi joli je jikunonya joli. That is a good person. Mulemere ngako ne oba watagala. That is a good person. Create a situation amanyi nti muli mwenna, Sheikh Mutava Lunsanyiza okulaba. Create a situation amanyi muli mwenna mutandika obuki. That is a good person. Now, chances are high if that innocent boy gets in touch with an innocent girl who is going to receive this statement of I love you, she smiles and looks down. She also gets lost for 1 full month. Jaja ono weba tebekwana. Yavuga egali nagende inayogera ekigambo naddayo kilometers nga 2. Coming back ne bamuwa omukyala. Now that is a couple in making, because good attracts good. You start a family. It is okay because she's not even going to compare you to anything. Even when chances are high, if she's not a porn addict, you're safe because whatever limit you're going to expose this wife to is what she knows. Mudaze n'omukwano basajja n'okubalangira nti you're not what? You're not sexually sounding. Bwotagayira makerenda, maybe you're not the problem. Maybe she's the problem. That's why Allah is like azani la yankihu illa. Aya nga njazisoma nkomeddi. At-tayyibatu lit-tayyibin. Haven't you ever heard of that verse? Allah is like good people, good women, good in a sense of their stamp being untouched. Good in a sense of their morality levels are just high. Good in a sense that their modesty levels, alhamdulillah, is just too much sounding. They are going to easily attract their fellow good men this side. وَالْخَبِيثَاتُ لِلْخَبِيثِينَ. The immoral girls are going to easily get attachment to their fellow immoral men. Because this immoral girl now, if you say I love you today, she's going to expect biology on Sunday. Actually, if you don't even touch her, she's going to be like, this man doesn't know anything. Matter of fact, you don't know anything. And now she's even telling you that you don't know what to do. You want to prove yourself. Match away. Allah is giving you revelation. No angel is coming. Allah is giving you a revelation that please, this is not your match. Go look for your fellow amateurs and start up a family. Now that is an immoral girl because she even knows what a man is supposed to tell her, because 5 men have been telling her that. 5 relationships. Slept with 5 guys. Now definitely she's well versed with whatever needs to happen there. When you go to that that immoral mind, definitely she's going to dictate your levels. Zotalina. May Allah grant us that understanding, and that is the approach of Islam. So from today onwards, when we are talking of a virgin girl, muleke kulowoleza buli wamu wafunire emirembe. Matter of fact, you might be a boy who has not physically been with anyone, but you're still a virgin in a sense of being immoral. Just like you can be a girl nga physical amazima gali nti oli kawala tobera nkona musajja yenna. Naye ng'olw'ebintu byonna lwa society, you're a victim of society trends and blah 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 blah. Ne wetukuloweza nti you're not a virgin. Actually okyogera nti n'abantu atulimba. Kisoboka wali kisoboka. Haven't you been in situations where a girl is like, abo no vampires, balowooza siri virgin, naye nga amaze gali nti ndi virgin. A virgin girl doesn't need to explain a lot. We shall just read. Start pretending. If you're immoral, pretend at least. And that puts us to a point, as I'm winding up, it is not something you brag with. If you're immoral in that angle, Allah yagera no tagala gagega mazima, because we have very many factors that are going to drive you mukutagala. Gyosomedde, mwowangalira, wakatandika okutegeera ngo yewa myaka 25 naye nga byokozaawo before 25 Allah yasinga okumanya. Nokola ne tauba, because Islam is good in that way. If you make tauba, everything is just okay. Please, it is not something you brag with. Even when this guy asks you, are you a virgin? Because Prophet was like, man satara musliman. When you help a Muslim to cover up his or her shortcomings, satarahu Allahu yawm al-qiyamah. What Allah is going to do is, He's going to also give you the same benefit on the day of judgment of at least covering your bad shortcomings. Now, if you're a girl and you're not a virgin, it's a tochiwadi kamawulire. No. Even when he asks, mbawadde butiipu waneno naye era mbolinze kugamba nti tulondako. Wayiriza ekigo. Naddala nga wakola tauba. Wayiriza ekigo gambe nti nali muto nengwa. Allah nangerera fulumyayo neziga. Omusajja agambe nti it is okay. It is okay. It is okay, don't mind, we are going to start a journey. Mutandika olugendo nga gwamanyiyo problem wewanike wa Allah nakukola ki? The same applies with you. You don't have anything to prove to this girl nti wakeba kana abawala bangi. It is not her business. Tell her nti gwa asoose. Agambe nti nga really? You were a chairman, you were a chairperson, all girls were around you, really? You say yes. They were bari vampires. They were just, these girls were just loving me a lot, but I never. Keep your secret because you repented. You don't want to just find pride in that. Ebirekera abavubuka oba abantu abafindinze confidence and solace, felicity in being immoral, because that society is also there. Waliwo abakyala nga bo tebakirinamu na nsonyi bawemuzi beyogerako nti nakeba kana basajja be bati nze omusajja babeera bwati mu biology mpulira nga kimmala bumazi. Awo baleke mu nsi eno kubanga ezitejja kujjula abantu balungi. Baleke bakolege n'abasajja abali eno nabo gye bali bajja kwefuna obufumbo butagalayo babutandike. God knows what happens. But our society is being built on this good moral standard. So at least find your ways of making sure you don't expose yourself. Keep your secret. If at all you went immoral at some point, please don't make it a bragging character, because it doesn't put you in any elevated position, more so Islamically. Era bw'owuliranga nga munno kimugambye n'owulira nga teweeyongedde kunyirira, otegeera nti Allah abasuddeko. Mutandike story ekole etya. And secondly, please be aware of the repercussions that come from being psychologically immoral. Kubanga nayo reality, if you've been an immoral man behind nga wakebeka n'abawala abangi tobamanyi na bamanya, oyinza n'okubanga oli wano naye ng'ogenda kwebaka n'omuwala ekiro. Kisoboka kankogereko oba oli awo malayika zikukeko tauba ogikole mangu. Kisoboka nga tolina gwe wawasizza. Please be ready that after marriage, if you don't get satisfied from whoever you're making a wife, it is not her problem, it is your own creation. Kubanga kati already otandise obwenzi, and not everyone is going to be omwenzi. So just that is a sad reality you need to be welcoming. Priorities zo zikiwuke. The same applies with a girl. Of course, if you have very many sex partners before marriage, chances are high you're not marrying someone who is going to battle with the unknown. Oyina abasajja bo babiri bali bamaanyi bazibu. Bakutagalira muko, actually you cohabited for 2 years. COVID yenna 2 years. You're in a marriage without no mahar 2 years just because COVID got you there. 2 good years. Now you're getting married to an innocent man. Tawasanga ko tabera nko na muchala. Chances are high that he's not going to satisfy you sexually as you expect, because you have a lot to compare, yet he has nothing to compare. kati obufumo mubujje ku level y'obwagazi eyo mubuze ku ntegeera tuwobanga wakola ekintu. Please know every action. Islam trains you to understand that every action has consequences. They might be good or bad. But when you repent, it's one of the things spiritually that Allah put, because with conditions of repenting, you know, you're not going to do that bad thing again. Like you detest it or chetamwa. So spiritually it trains you to take back your levels of morality, take back your belief system you had initially, take back your innocency step by step. So if you take it back, because you're accepting the originality of you. But if at all you battle it, it's because of whatever happened. More so in respect of the sexual society we are in. Abawala abali ku TV bwata kuna mateba mulaba. Bwayambala gomesi bamuvuma atulabisizza. That is the society we are in. Abana abawala abato n'abalenzi, you find schools. At some point I'm like, why aren't authorities impacting onto those high schools and those schools at least mu uniform abana bambale bulungi? Isn't it? Abana bagwanga, innocent young girls mbali mu mini, n'omwana n'omulenzi sitting on a desk, two of them. At the back, in a chemistry lesson which is boring. Now they are starting to be moral behind closed doors because no one cares. Now that is the society we are in, and probably this is your wife to be, and this is your. And when we start being like, of course, when we are starting being like, okay, girls sit this side and boys sit this side. Mutujeko dini. Mutujeko ebintu. Kubanga abono nifu batulyako shombutufu netumala n'abanyi. Tutandika okukkaanya nti tubalinaako obuzibu abono nifu abali mu dunia muno. Just find peace with your fellow bononifu. Mwesange mugende mu mabala mukole biology nga emwagala. It is okay, it is a free world. Naye nammwe abalungi gye muliwo. We muli batemuliwo. We muli. Ngate muda mba naye temuliwo wano. You're there. Saba Allah bakuume at with those versions of being clean people, at with those versions of being innocent people, because that's what we needed. Now, if they ask you whether you're a virgin or you're not, as a girl, if at all you've repented, you know what to say. It is okay. Just say, I'm a virgin because I've never been with anyone. I've never been with anyone. Bw'otanyamba era nti mbatereka kulimba. Kiki okyagaza okukibuuza ekyo? Onoonya wamulakira ku lujja n'amuwase. Woba wakola tawuba kyogere. Mugambe amazima gali nti I've never been with anyone. Actually, you have to take up al-hiyalu shar'iyya in a way. You borrow some other statements to dodge the exact question. Do you know how? When someone asks you, are you a virgin? Seka mwenso konga satu. Mbuze, why are you asking? Ayogerenga bwolowooza ekyo mugamba. You know, I'm going to be, you know batugambye gye tubaddeeyo omwana ngambeerera kinyuma nga nze amutandiseeko fulumya ezziga. Omugambe matter of fact, as I was still young, something happened. I don't want to even remember it. You're good at that, just in imbated. I don't want to remember it, but something happened. I don't know what you're going to think of me. You're going to think I'm a bad person, but I'm not a bad person. Just something happened here. Why it is a chintu wagwachigo? Over you don't know why. You don't know why. You just don't know. Atakaline don't know. The same applies with you. Omuwala bwakubuuza nti waliwe baseko n'abawala abalala. Tekikufuula musajja wa kabi wogamba nti nakabeera n'abasatu. Tawuba tegikolera wuwe. Tawuba gikolere wa Katonda. Because people change, you can start a new journey. Wobanga agazambi go gakubya abantu. Okukikwako kuyinza okuba nkukola ki? Kutagala. Naye wobanga orepent nze wa Katonda. Don't even make mention of that. Ate gwe Allah yakusaasira. Weunze bwewunzo mugamba, no, I've never been with anyone. And may Allah put baraka in our marriage. Kumbe mweguddeko, tabu plus tabu. And you start marriage and yes. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us that understanding. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all virgin minds on this dunya. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at least reward the virgins just like they need to be rewarded. Kubanga chiruma okuba muvubuka omulungi, a very morally upright man, Allah nagugesa n'omukyala nga mwononefu. Yeah? It is not something nice. Kubanga mbanga agugesa n'omukyala omwononefu, chances are high mugenda kwawukana because you're not going to find solace in them. Kyekimu n'omukyala. Mubuukira abasajja oyagala musajja yali atambuddeko, oyagala omusajja ategeera ebintuntu, ebyo bigambo by'abakyala boononefu. Ndi mu batendeka kulimbalimbako. How dare you be like njagala omusajja nga amanye ekyokukola and you're not concerned yakiyigirawa. Tandika neffala munno nawe ng'oli ffala, mutandika obufumbo. There is no problem with that because each one is just experiencing it for the first time. Mutandike ne hadisi za Nabbi zitandika okuvaayo amakulu, wewasa omukyala nga muwala muto naku 7 z'oba olina omumalayo, bw'abeera nga yali azirwanyeeko naku ezi 3 zokka. Ate abalala bakisussa namukko kuba bagenda okwewasa nga baali bahaviza edda biology. Ene emabega abeeko wakowadda. Kati ogenda okulaba ku Saturday bannaye twabadde ku mukolo. What are you doing here on Monday? Ne baliyomba eduniya eno bannaye tutwala speed. Tulina okukola. Kumbe no, they are just people who have. Yes, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us that understanding. Wa barakallahu fikum wa salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.